What's going on, everybody? I got to do a little bit of narrating today. The wind's so bad out today that the audio just sounds horrible with the wind blowing everywhere. Basically, what we're looking at here is a micro boiler that I've built for Carlos. He wants a trigger installed on this thing, and we're going to be testing out this new pump that I've equipped the unit with. This is a 1600 psi pump, but we're only going to be going in about the 250 to 300 psi range on this particular unit. So that's about how much room we had to spare. So here we go. Let's see what this thing can do. Alright fellas, so we got it fired up here. We're going to start off right around 250 psi's. Just now warming up. By the way, you can land that pressure gauge right on any psi you choose. It's very reactive, very controllable. We're getting some pretty good steam here. I haven't had time to adjust this thing to where we're getting the maximum output. I just got some steam to come out of the thing to get it up and running so we can check this trigger on-off feature. See here, it's just so windy I can't really get a good shot of the steam. I'll try to show you the output. But no matter where I stand, it's blown away. It's got a pretty good output at the settings we're on now. Doing a little steam cleaning on the car here. I can't wipe the car off with the rag as I'm doing this with the camera in my hand, so unfortunately we're not going to get the whole effect. I've seen on videos when they steam clean, they usually use a rag in conjunction with that to wipe off stuff. They usually ain't high enough pressure to just blast off right up beetles and stuff like that. But it does pretty good. It definitely cuts that stuff off. It doesn't remove it all 100% with just the spray, like I said, but because I'm not able to wipe this off or anything, it definitely made a difference versus the other side of the car. And bugs are very hard to get off. I mean, you wash cars, you know. But for the most part, I just wanted to give you a quick look at that so you can see how much steam was coming off the gun. Here we're going to go ahead and test the pressure nozzle. I've set the gun down with my hand off the trigger. A little bit of steam still coming out the nozzle though. And I don't know if that's just the valves a little sticky. But nonetheless, there, I close it all the way right there. And there it goes. The pressure pops off the safety valve. So you can sit there without your finger on the trigger, but just as I suspected, it won't turn off now because you need the 20 psi's before it will cut back off, and we're probably at about 80 psi's right now. So fortunately we're going to have to modify this valve. However, this is proof of concept. It did pop off the way we wanted it to. It's just designed not to kick back on until it hits 20 psi. However, this does show that the concept's going to work, so we're there. It's all downhill from this point. This right here is your main pressure valve that sets the pressure. This is the bypass valve that lets the excess flow travel right back into the intake of the pump. This is the ingenious constituent of this thing. This pretty much saved us, Carlos. There's a very high power consumption of this device now that's on there, but we're going to need some energy to do this. I mean, 300 psi is what it is, so you're going to need a good power supply. The concept worked, but it did exactly what I knew it was going to do. It wouldn't shut back off, and it won't until the pressure hits 20 psi. And because our static flow is 50 psi, no matter what, this just isn't going to work. So I made this where we can just keep swapping out different valves and trying them. Just a quick attach. Well, it ain't a quick attach, but nothing's brazed anyway. So I don't know. We'll have to. I'm going to try and build a spring-loaded valve for this. Maybe take this one apart and modify it to close the second that the 175 psi's is released. That'd be the ideal configuration. I'm not exactly sure what makes it. See, it's just kind of stuck. I think if I take this apart and file everything down or hone it down and make these parts loose, I think it'll work. jackass. I just sprayed water all over myself. But anyway, I've noticed over the past 10 years that I'm a horrible cameraman. And I don't ever acknowledge that until I get into editing. You can't never see what I'm trying to show you. There's just no zoom out factor. It's all tunnel vision. So that's where we're at. We are going to take this off, we're going to take it apart, and we're going to loosen it up to where this stick action doesn't take place anymore. See how it just sticks open? They make the parts tight. So we disarm that and we're gold, I believe.